What's up, guys? Welcome back to another AJ's Builds episode. It's been a while since I've been on with the New Year's, the holiday of Christmas, and I had an injury on my face and trying to save up all the money to get the parts I need to finish this car. I've been off YouTube for a while. So on this video and in the next few videos, it's going to be a step-by-step guide on the subframe removal, subframe reinforcement, and then the reinstall of the subframe and all the new bushings and everything like that for this E46 330 Ci. So I'm going to start today with removing some of the stuff. I'm going to remove the exhaust, I'm going to remove the drive shaft, and then go on from there. It will be a part 1, part 2, part 3 probably video because it will be a long process. But I got all the parts in. I have my new subframe that I got in the back. I had it sandblasted. I am X-priming it and I'm going to finish painting it later on today. So that I can have a new one going in. My other one was all rotted out. I got new PowerFlex bushings. I'll be showing everybody the part numbers for everything that I used, but let's get started today on getting everything out. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this exhaust because I want to get it down and re-weld everything. I kind of got rid of all my resonators, so I want to weld everything up really nice underneath while the muffler is down off the car, so I can make sure I don't have any pinholes. So I'm going to cut that muffler off, and then I'm going to be removing the drive shaft. So let's get started. Alright, thanks to my battery dying so I can't finish cutting the muffler, I'm going to now finish painting my subframe after I got the etch prime on. I put some self-etching primer and now I'm going to put some semi-gloss black. Alright, finally, the battery was dead. I finally got it, my gosh. Alright, now the next step after you get the exhaust off, which you guys are probably going to work with from back here and pulling stuff off, but I got it all as one piece now, so I got to take it out from here, and from here, I'm going to put these brackets that attach it. That way I can get the whole muffler down, put a nice solid weld on every seam that I made on all the new pieces. And then it'll be one solid exhaust. So now I'm going to take off these bolts here, and those are going to help me drop the muffler. What you guys want to do is, if you don't have one of these special stands, I have a special stand that's going to hold the muffler up for me. If you guys don't have one, I recommend getting like a board with a jack just to hold the center while you start taking everything else off to hold the pressure up. Alright, so this is the tool I'm going to use just to hold the center weight of the muffler and all the exhaust pipe while I finish taking it all off. Again, this videos are going to be like part 1s and part 2s. I only am going to work on it about an hour a day. I have all winter to do it. I'm going to be restoring the car, doing the whole body over, all new suspension. So if you guys want to stay tuned and follow all my different parts of these videos on the subframe reinforcement, I'm going to be doing the welded reinforcement plates. I'm going to be putting all new bushings in my rear subframe. I'm going to be doing new Coney performance shocks and springs. And I'm going to be, well, the springs are actually H&R, but the Coney race performance kit. And then also I'm going to be repainting the body. So if you guys want to stay tuned for all these videos that I'm going to be doing, please subscribe. I'll leave a subscribe at the button at the end of my video. And from there you guys can check out all my other videos to come of all the different things I'm going to do. This is probably going to be, like I said, a part 3 and 4. So I'm just going to start with part 1 today, getting the muffler and the drive shaft out, and whatever time I can get Whatever I don't finish, I'll do in the next video. But again, I'm only working on about an hour a day. I have, it's January now, and I want to get it out by the spring, so I have a few months to do it, and I want to take my time and do it nice. So if you guys want to be patient and stay tuned and see each video and the progress as it goes, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. So let me now get these things off here. All right, you're going to be using a 13 millimeter to pull off the center support. Right, there's one. These I'm going to get blasted, and then I'm going to refinish those as well. Because again, I'm doing the whole body over, and I want underneath to be nice. The car has a lot of miles, but I really love the car. I want to keep it, and I want to make it last for as long as I can. This back one, you're going to want to pull off these center bolts, because those hold the bracket for the exhaust. And that way the exhaust bracket can stay on the exhaust pipe. All right. So you got your 4 bolts, and these center ones on the back are to hold those bushings on. I left the bushings on the exhaust. Now I'm going to go to the back here and get the back off with those bushings, the exhaust bushings, or should I say exhaust hangers that are held up here. They're up in here, so I'm going to zip those down. Actually, I'm not going to zip them down. I'm going to just pop them off because I don't want to break them. And they are a little bit rusted, so I'm just going to pop them off with a long screwdriver. I'm going to go get that. You guys can see how I do that. Alright, I got my long pry bar. You guys use a long screwdriver. I got my goggles because I've had enough bad luck with goggles not wearing and hitting myself in the eye and getting stitches twice already this past year. So, I'm going to pop off this side first. Alright, now I'm going to pull the muffler down because again I had it all in one piece. So I'm going to release this center. There we go. Down in one piece. Alright, now that the muffler's off, I'm going to start removing the heat shield, and after the heat shield comes off, then I'll be removing the drive shaft. So for the heat shield, you're going to have 10 millimeters. You got 2 in the front. You get this out of the way. You got 2 in the front. You have 2 in the back. And I'm not sure, that might be it. But let me get those. I'm going to grab an extension. So you got a 10 millimeter, one up here, one over here. Yep, so it should be just 4. 2 in the back and 2 in the front. Alright, we got that off. You guys might have more because it actually looks like it's been off before, but I only had 4. 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Alright, so now we're going to be removing this drive shaft. And because of my center because of my rear reinforcement being bad, the bushings went bad. I probably have a few tears in the chassis, which is why I bought the Turner Motorsports subframe reinforcement plates I'm going to be welding in. But because of that and the drive shaft slopping around a lot, I'm going to be replacing the center drive shaft bearing and the front Guibo mount. Guibo bushing. So I'm going to get those off now, but I'm probably going to be replacing them. For the drive shaft, you're going to have inverted torques. I can find the size. Alright, so you're going to have a E12 inverted torque. I call them an inverted torque. You guys might call them something else. So I'm going to pull those up around the back of the drive shaft, get the drive shaft down from there, then I'll pull the front Guibo, and then I'll pull the center drive shaft bearing. So let's get started on that here. Got those three off. I'm just going to put the nut back on so I don't lose them here. Those are going to go in my bucket. So you got an 18 nut and an 18 bolt. Now we're going to do the center drive shaft bearing, or the carrier bearing, some people call it. I'm actually going to put these two bolts back in there so I don't lose them. I'm just going to move the camera to the side here so I don't hit it. Down. Right. Catch this one. And catch this one. Alright. Now we should... Alright. I'm a little bit stuck on the back, so I'm going to grab a screwdriver and pop that out. Tap it out a little bit. I'm just a little bit stuck, so I'm going to keep that mount there so I don't lose that. See if I can pop it up with this. Alright, unfortunately, my time is up. I gotta get back to work. So, my next video, I will be finishing up removing the drive shaft and then going into more removing the subframe with like pulling out the trailing arms, the shocks, the brake lines, things like that. What's up, guys? AJ's Builds back here again, getting the next part to try to finish the subframe removal. The drive shaft on my last video was frozen. I let it soak overnight, still was frozen. So I ended up just breaking it out because I have to get a new one. So I just broke, let me show you here. I just broke the bearing right out. It's all destroyed anyway. So I already got the front removed, the front part of the subframe. I removed that to try to get this drive shaft part out, but that didn't help at all. The rear bearing here is all completely seized up. So I'm gonna work now with removing the brake lines. So I'm gonna remove the brake wire sensor. First, you're gonna undo these clips so they're out of the way. But you're gonna unclip them from here. Again, mine are probably gonna break because my car has so many miles. But what you do is you push this little pin, and then they pull right out. So we'll see what happens, but I'm assuming mine are gonna break because it's so brittle. Yeah, see, I can hear it already. Can't even push it without it wanting to crumble. All right, that's good. I saved that one. And then we'll do this one. And the way you get to these over here, let me get the camera moved. There's a little black box. You're gonna unclip the box, pull them down, and then from there you're gonna unclip and push these tabs here. So now that I have that unplugged, I'm gonna just unclip it here so I can get this one off. Got a couple clips. The other one is a sensor for, I believe it's the wheel speed sensor or traction control, whatever. But so I'm gonna leave the other one on because it's gonna come down with the car and I don't wanna break it. I don't wanna buy new sensors. I don't care if these little clips broke, which of course they did because they're so brittle. But all right, so now I have that out. I can just untwist this caliper here because I already loosened it, cracked it loose before I took it off. It's a lot easier than trying to hold it and crack it loose. And now I can go back up at the car. I'll put the tire on. So I have the brake sensor here with my calipers. Alright, that's all I got time for today. On my next video that you guys will see, I will be doing the e-brake cable removal and then keep going from there and removing the subframe. I got as much as I could done on this video. I'm out of time. I got to get back to work. So I will have a link at the end of this first video that you guys are watching now to my part 2 of the subframe removal. So I hope you guys liked this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. This is AJ's Bills. I'll talk to you next time.